Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Die Hard Forever coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model as I continue to play catch up. Today I'll be doing a review on a JC Wing Silkair Boeing 737 MAX 8 featuring the brand new split tip winglets in a 1/200 scale model. I pre-ordered and purchased this model from Waffle Collectibles, whose store is based out of the Los Angeles, California suburb of Riverside, California, here in the United States of America, and his website address is www.wafflecollectibles.com. But first, before I go into details about this particular model, allow me to share some information about the history of Silkair and how they came about, if you would please. Silkair is a full-service regional airline that was founded in 1975 as a regional air charter company called Trade Wind Charters, serving leisure destinations using planes predominantly leased from the parent airline, Singapore Airlines, and officially commenced operation as Trade Wind Airlines on February 21, 1989, using two leased McDonnell Douglas MD-87 aircraft for services to 5 destinations: Pattaya, Thailand, Phuket, Thailand, Hat Yai, Thailand, and Kuantan, Malaysia from Singapore's Changi Airport, as well as services to Toaman, Malaysia from Singapore's Silkair Airport. Then a major marketing overhaul took place sometime in 1991 and culminated on April 1st, 1992 when the airline unveiled a new corporate identity, which included a new name and a new logo, in which the rebranded airline eventually became rebranded and known today as Silkair. Silkair is a wholly owned subsidiary of Singapore Airlines, whereas the headquarters of Silkair is located at the Airline House, which is located on 25 Airline Road in Singapore, while the regional carrier main hub and base of operations is located on the grounds of Singapore Changi Airport, which is located approximately 11 miles northeast of the Commercial Center District section of Singapore in the East Region section of Changi. Silkair also serves as a regional wing carrier of Singapore Airlines, where it currently serves the short to medium haul route destinations in the Singapore Airlines Group network, while it flies to 49 destinations in 16 countries across Asia and Australia from its main hub at Changi Airport, with an operating fleet of 32 aircraft, which includes 5 of the next generation Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft. And in addition to the 32 aircraft that currently operates in the Silkair fleet, the regional carrier also has an additional 32 more aircraft, in which all 32 of those are the next generation Boeing 737 MAX 8, and those aircraft, as we speak, are currently on back order and are awaiting delivery. If you don't know by now, this particular aircraft has been grounded until further notice, so there's no telling when this airline is going to get their aircraft, okay? Unfortunately, on May 18th, 2018, Silkair subsidiary Singapore Airlines announced that Silkair will merge with Singapore Airlines shortly after the regional carrier undergoes its major cabin upgrade, which is scheduled to begin to take place sometime in 2020, which is this year, just before being fully integrated into the Singapore Airlines brand, as the Silkair name, as well as its aircraft livery scheme, is scheduled to be phased out altogether completely within the next few years. But in the meantime, as of February 2020, or at the time of this video review posting, Silkair currently operates as a certified 4-star airline carrier according to the international airline review firm Skytrax magazine. Alright, let's take a look at the front of the box. You see here, what you see there, the aircraft type, Boeing 737-8 MAX, supposed to be MAX 8. You see the airline's logo right there on the right side there. The Silkair title, the computer-generated picture of the aircraft, the Boeing official license product decal you see displayed there, as well as the 1/200 scale die-cast aircraft model displayed at the front of the box. Alright, now looking at the back of the box here, which I'm very impressed with. You see the Silkair title as well as the airline's logo. You see the width and the length, the dimensions of this aircraft, including the specification information, the aircraft type, as well as the warranty information. You can pause to look at that if you like. Pause and read all that information if you like. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep this moving, alright? Now looking at the top of the box, where you see the aircraft type, the Silkair billboard title, the airline's logo, as well as the 1/200 scale die-cast aircraft model information at the top of the box. Now looking at the bottom of the box, the same information at the top of the box I showed you earlier on, okay? All right, now you're looking at this nice little metal customized model stand that came with the model. And then you look at the bottom of the model stand, you see the Silkair title, the airline's logo, the aircraft type, as well as the scale model information on the bottom of that plaque, which I find impressive. And then you get right here, you see that black padding on that model stand? The purpose of that black padding on that model stand is not only to protect your model, but prevent it from being damaged or scratched when you put your model on this particular model stand. All right. Alright, with all that information out of the way about the history of Silkair and how they came about, became part of affiliated with Singapore Airlines, awesome airline as well, including all the details here at the front of the box, as well as the information at the back of the box, plus the metal model stand that came to model. And since this particular model has no gear replacement doors, like most of them, with no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let's just check out the model as we speak. Let's check it out. There it is. The JC Wing Silkair Boeing 737-MAX8 in a 1/200 scale model. Alright, let me share some information about the Silkair Boeing 737-MAX8 aircraft and how it came part of their fleet. Okay? Singapore regional subsidiary airline carrier Silkair became the 6th airline operator after Malindo Air, Norwegian Air Shuttle, Flydubai, Southwest Airlines, and American Airlines respectively that acquired this prestigious state-of-the-art aircraft, as Silkair took delivery of its first of 37 of the next generation Boeing 737 MAX 8s that Silkair had placed orders for back on November 9, 2012 as part of a 54 aircraft deal which included 17 of the next generation Boeing 737-800s and received their very first next generation Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft, which bears the registration ship number 9V-MBA, which has happened to be this aircraft you see here, on September 28, 2017, as Silkair actually became the 3rd Asian operator at the Malindo Air and Flydubai to operate this prestigious state-of-the-art aircraft. Whereas the airline's first revenue service flight on this brand new state-of-the-art aircraft took place on October 5, 2017, when it flew from Singapore to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, followed by Penang and Phuket, Thailand shortly thereafter for flight certification purposes, giving the maintenance crews, the flight crews, and the ground staff personnel time to get familiar with the aircraft before the actual inaugural flight launch. Then fast forward 25 days later, that's when Silkair's first inaugural flight on this aircraft actually took place, which was on October 30th, 2017, when it flew from Singapore Changi Airport in Singapore to Hiroshima Airport in Hiroshima, Japan, as Silkair Flight MI-868, as Singapore Changi Airport in Singapore has become the airline's gateway base for this aircraft type, as Silkair expects to have all 37 of their next generation Boeing 737 MAX 8 fully operating in their fleet by the end of 2021, as the airline continues to make the transition to an all-Boeing fleet, eventually replacing the Airbus A319s and the Airbus A320s in favor of the Boeing 737-800s and the Boeing 737 MAX 8 equipment type sometime in the foreseeable future, just before Silkair makes the transition into Singapore Airlines brand, which will take place sometime beginning in 2020. And as I mentioned earlier, at the time of this video review posting, this aircraft is still grounded until further notice at the request of the United States Aviation Administration. Okay, now let's check out the livery scheme you see displayed on this aircraft. Okay, this is the current livery scheme of Silkair, which has been the airline's signature livery scheme since it was renamed Silkair in 1992. However, this livery scheme is scheduled to be phased out completely within the next few years as Silkair makes the transition to the Singapore Airlines brand, which will take place sometime around 2022. So, with all that information out of the way about the history of this aircraft and this livery scheme you see displayed here, unfortunately this aircraft is still grounded until further notice. With no further ado, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Allow me to show you all the details on this aircraft. Now, shall we? Let's check it out. Alright, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here on the port side left side, where you see the nose gears, the nose gear door featuring the partial registration ship number on the nose gear door, MBA, the pitot tubes and the static ports, what have you, the nose cone, the cockpit windows, as well as the windshield wipers. I'm going to give you a better visual view of those later on in the review. And you see the Silkair billboard title. And right next to that Silkair billboard title is the Singapore flag decal, which you see this right here. And this actual flag decal represents the country where Silkair currently operates from as one of the major airline carriers for the country of Singapore. All right. And then we're at the center of the aircraft right here. See the landing gear strut, as well as the actual landing gears right there, including the landing gear doors. But more importantly, these nice little big massive engines you see on here. And these are the CFMI LEAP, which stands for Leading Edge Aviation Propulsion -1B26 type engines that are used on this particular Silkair next generation Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft. Okay, and then you see the engine cones right here, and then the sawtooth pattern on this the engine column right there. The purpose of that sawtooth pattern is for noise reduction and help improve fuel efficiency at the same time. Okay, now I'm gonna turn this aircraft model around, let you see the front of the engines, and the turbofan blades do spin, which I find very impressive and shocking. Let's check it out. All right, now you're looking at the front of the engines here, which the engine strike right there, and the turbofan blades do spin. Let's check it out. Okay, and then you see the inboard landing light right there is painted on the edge of the wing, as well as the front visual view of the landing bogey gears here on this side of the aircraft, featuring the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors. Okay. Now you're looking at the engines here on the starboard side, featuring the engine strikes over here and the turbofan blade spin over here as well. Oh, this is impressive. These on some of them 737, the fan blades were a little challenging, but they spin on this one. I'm impressive, okay? And then you see the inboard landing lights over here, as well as the front visual view of the landing bogey gears here on the starboard side, featuring the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors, okay? Now you're looking at the front of the aircraft, where you got a better visual view of the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers, the nose cone, the nose gear door, and inside the nose gear door you see a nice little pearl right there. That is the landing gear light, including the landing gear struts as well as the actual front landing gears. Okay. All right. Now we still on the port/left side of the aircraft, and this nice little wingtip device you see displayed here. This newly advanced high-tech wingtip device is actually called the split-tip winglet. And the purpose of this split-tip winglet device is to maximize lift and improve aerodynamics and fuel efficiency at the same time. As this actual wingtip device is actually 9 feet 6 inches high, and it actually resembles a three-way hybrid between a blended winglet, a wingtip fence, and a rake wingtip, as you can see there. And then you got the red navigation light displayed next to this split tip winglet right there. You see the airline's color blue, white, and kind of like bluish green. You see their display there as well. Okay. All right, we're at the back of the aircraft here by the rear door, and right above the window you see the registration ship number 9V-MBA. Registration ship number 9V-MBA. This actual aircraft is the very first of 37 of the next generation Boeing 737 MAX 8s that entered the Silkair fleet, and the first test flight on this aircraft actually took place on September 12, 2017 and was delivered to Silkair on September 28, 2017. However, at the request of the United States Federal Aviation Administration, this aircraft has been grounded until further notice pending the investigation of this particular aircraft due to 2 incidents, one on Lion Air and one on Ethiopian Airlines, which happened like about a year and a half ago. Okay. All right, now you're looking at the tail fin of this aircraft, and you see the airline's logo displayed here on this tail cab with the multi-colors blue and probably like some kind of special color of green you see there. And this is the current logo of Silkair, sorry about that, Silkair, which resembles that of a common gull type seagull, as you can see there. Okay. Now you're looking at the back of the aircraft, and right between the horizontal stabilizer and the APU, auxiliary power unit exhaust hole, that is the strobe light right there. And then you're looking at the APU, auxiliary power unit exhaust hole right there. However, there is no actual hole there, it's just painted there, as you can see there, as well as the entire aircraft from the rear view angle. Let's check it out. There it is, everyone. The Silkair Boeing 737 MAX 8 in a 1:1 scale from the rear view angle. Ain't it great? Alright, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here on the starboard side, where you see the nose gears, the nose gear struts, the nose gear door featuring the partial registration ship number displayed on the nose gear door, the NBA, the pitot tubes and the static ports, the nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit window, the front bulk bin door, the Silkair billboard title, the Singapore flag decal, the inboard land light, the nice little CFMI-LEAP leading edge aviation propulsion -1B26 type engines you see displayed there, featuring the engine cones right there in full detail. The sawtooth pattern on these engine cones, as I mentioned earlier, they for noise reduction and help fuel efficiency at the same time, as well as the side visual view of these landing gears here on the starboard side, featuring the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors. Alright, now we're still on the starboard side of the aircraft and looking at that newly high advanced wingtip device, which is actually called the split tip winglet you see here, as well as the green navigating light that's displayed next to this wingtip device. It's painted in the multicolors of blue and some type of special color green you see displayed there. Okay. Alright, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here on the starboard side, where you see the registration ship number, the rear bulk bin door, the Airlines logo displayed here on this tail fin of the aircraft, as well as the painted strobe light that sits here between the APU zero air power unit exhaust hole and the horizontal stabilizer. Alright. Okay. Before I show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model, as well as the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model in full detail, allow me to let you check out one feature, which is the rolling gears. Roll pretty good. It does tilt. However, on these particular aircraft model 737 MAX 8, the front nose gear does not swivel. It just is what it is. I guess they'll get to that at some point, but it's all good. With no further ado, allow me to show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model. Let's check it out. Alright, now you're looking at this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view. We're going to start at the front, where you see the nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows. Then you come up here, see a couple installed emergency escape hatch doors right there, installed there, along with the Silkair billboard tile, the Singapore flag decal, the anti-collision beacon light, another antenna, the ADF antennas right there. Then you come up here, another antenna, and then a couple more installed emergency escape hatch doors right there as well. See the registration ship number on both sides. There's the vertical stabilizer, the tail, as well as the horizontal stabilizer you see there, as well as over there. Alright, no illuminator lights, but yeah, they ain't no illuminator. It's all good though. And then let's check out the wings. You see the wing walkway. You see the nice little engine right there with the engine strikes on there, as well as the flaps, slats, aileron, spoilers, what have you. Then you come up here, you see the upper part of the split tip winglet. Then you come over down this way, over this side, the wing walkway on this side, as well as the nice little engine here with the engine strike in the area of bird's eye view, as well as the flaps, slats, aileron, spoilers, what have you, as well as the upper part of the split tip winglet as well. Now you're looking at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model. And we're going to start at the front here, the nose cone, as well as the nose gears and the actual nose gear right there. Then you come up this way, a couple of antennas there. The hole where the stand goes in at, the anti-collision beacon light, a couple more antennas there, a couple more antennas there. And that's the tail skid marker, and the purpose of that tail skid marker is to prevent this aircraft from being damaged when it takes off and lands at it, when it takes off, ascends or descends at a certain angle. That's that tail skid bumper right there, as well as the APU housing doors and the horizontal stabilizers underneath. Now let's check out the gears right here. They don't tilt. That's it right there, as well as the nice little CFM LEAP leading edge aviation propulsion engines right here, very detailed, the engine cone, as well as the flaps, slats, aileron, spoilers, what have you, the registration ship number, as well as the lower part of the split tip wing you see displayed there. Now let's check over here. See the gears right there, as well as the CFMI LEAP leading edge aviation propulsion -1B26 engines on this side of the aircraft as well as the flaps, slats, aileron spoilers, what have you, as well as the lower part of the split tip winglet on this side of the aircraft as well. Okay, since I show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model as well as the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model in full detail, now I'm going to put on that nice little model stand you see there that I showed you earlier. So no further ado, everyone, here is the model on the stand. Let's check it out. Alright, finally got this model stand with no problem, no hesitation. As you see it being displayed on the model stand, being displayed from the port side of the aircraft. Alright, now you're looking at the model displayed on the stand in a takeoff landing position being viewed from the front view angle. Now you see this model on the stand being viewed in a takeoff landing position being viewed from the starboard side of the aircraft. Okay? And you're seeing this model being displayed in a takeoff landing position with the model being displayed on the model stand from the tail cam angle. Okay, since this particular model has no gear replacement doors on it, I'm gonna go ahead and take this model stand and go ahead and wrap up this model review. Okay. Alright, let's talk about the seating configuration. The Silkair next generation Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft seats 156 passengers in a two-class configured cabin layout. Here's the breakdown, everyone, from rows 1 to 3, which will be from here to about right here. You have 12 business class seats, and rows 5 to 27, which will be from here all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. You had an additional 144 standard economy class seats, which brings a total to 156 seats. And in addition to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and Penang, Thailand, and Phuket, Thailand for flight certification purposes, as well as Hiroshima, Japan, as the airline's official destination, utilizing this aircraft before it was finally shut down by the FAA. Silkair also utilizes this aircraft, the next generation Boeing 737 MAX 8, on routes from its main hub at Changi Airport in Singapore to various destinations at Cairns, Australia, Darwin, Australia, Kathmandu, Nepal, Hyderabad, India, and Bangalore, India. Unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier, this aircraft is shut down until further notice. This aircraft is not operating in a fleet due to the request at the United States Federal Aviation Administration. But anyway, this will conclude this model review. I'd like to know if you got this model or you plan on getting it, if you can find it. Your only outside chance of getting this model, as we can speak, you can try eBay. That's probably your only outside chance. That's pretty much it, because this model sold out long ago. Okay, so with that said, take care, God bless, stay tuned, there's more model content coming. Peace.